We've got Craig Isherwood from the Citizens Electoral Council of Australia. Craig, thanks for coming on again. How you doing?
Welcome.
Now, we've got Crispy T here with us, Isherwood, Shardcore, myself. Now, we're talking a lot about... I've just been plugging you about, on the last couple of days, about cosmic radiation beats green fascism, Craig, and you know a lot about this. I mean, we're going to talk a few subjects. What is cosmic radiation, and how does it work?
Well, I know that Isherwood's very big on opposing the carbon tax and the whole fraud of global warming.
Indeed.
And this is a huge area that's completely overlooked by the current so-called science of global warming. Look, cosmic radiation is a sort of like a generic term for the enormous amount of radiation that strikes the Earth at any one particular time. For example, you have just the radiation coming from the sun, which is huge volumes of UV light, and there's other charged particles that come from the sun. But you also have other things like literally cosmic particles, highly charged what they call cosmic rays that come from the furthest parts of the universe. Now, these are constantly interacting in the upper atmosphere, changing the atmosphere, creating clouds, and the fact is that this radiation governs processes even right down to the living cycles of animals on the face of the planet. Now, you don't hear about this when you're talking about...
So cosmic radiation affects the living cycles of the planet?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Have you ever heard things like about the idea of circadian rhythms of organisms?
Circadian rhythm, yeah. It's like sleeping and waking rhythms, isn't it?
That's correct. Also, you find that there's animals like clams, mollusks, and so forth that respond to the changes in the Earth's magnetic fields, in forms of radiation hitting the Earth. And so we go through this in our newspaper. Our latest one called "The Defeat of British Crown's Green Fascist Dictatorship."
I've got a copy of the newspaper. It's pretty chunky. Like it's bi-monthly, isn't it?
No, we produce that one as we can. Being a political party, we have to raise the funds to do it. We spend our own money and our own time researching all this material.
It looks like a really informative newspaper. I'd like to actually sit down and read it one of these days.
Well, Christmas is coming up, Harold.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, it's just got there are photos in there, but it's mostly text, and there's heaps and heaps of graphs and scientific pictures, and it's just chunky. I think it'll take me a month to read it.
Can you actually just illustrate, Craig, the interaction between cosmic rays and cloud cover? Because I know that and I always get it mixed up. Cosmic rays influence the amount of cloud cover, but I can't remember in which direction.
Well, okay, that's got to do with the activity of the sun and the amount of solar winds and so forth that come off the sun and the solar sunspot activity, because there's an interaction between the amount of cosmic radiation coming from the far universe that actually gets into the atmosphere, because there's an interaction with the sun. Now,
right.
When you have more cosmic radiation getting through, because the sun is actually less active,
right,
then you end up with periods of greater cloud cover. So consequently, greater cloud cover means a cooling effect, which is what we're coming into actually now. But this is also affected, Harold, in the terms of the position of the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, in relation to the Milky Way galaxy in relation to an entire galaxy itself. Because see, when you look at our galaxy, it's our solar system in relation to our galaxy, I should say.
Yep.
The solar system in relation to our galaxy moves up and down, because our galaxy is like a big flat disk, and it moves up and down through the plane of that disk over a period of 62 million years. Yep. Now, what's happening is that we've been in a period where our solar system has been somewhat shielded by all the other planets around us in the galaxy, but we're moving into a period where you could say we're going into the north part of the galaxy, which means we're going to be exposed to more cosmic radiation, the more coming from far off stars outside of our galaxy itself. And you're talking about millions of galaxies.
For the listeners out there, I mean, it's a lot of information to get through, and it's very informative. But the basic gist of it is that the galactic and not just solar, but galactic and effects have a real effect on the cloud cover and the temperature and the climate. Basically, you're saying that ice ages are to do with these big changing events. Like I think we're possibly going into an ice age now. I mean, I think a few years ago that the agenda on one of these elite meetings was global cooling. When the media at that time was talking about global warming, I think we are going into an ice age very possibly. And you're saying that it's not to do with the air we breathe out; it's to do with where we are in the galaxy.
Much bigger forces are at play when you look at the position of the Earth in relation to the galaxy, the solar system in relation to the galaxy, because we're coming into periods where we're going to be bombarded by greater amounts of cosmic radiation. These cosmic radiations, like for example cosmic rays, are very highly charged particles that strike the upper atmosphere. They then shatter the molecules in the upper atmosphere.
And that produces cloud.
That forms the basis for seeding clouds. So what happens is you end up with a lot more...
Like we've got at the moment. We've got thick cloud. It's so thick that it's really cool and cold. In fact, I was in Canberra. It was 5 degrees in the morning.
Craig, can you use your microphone on your mouthpiece a bit more closely? It's a bit low in the level.
Yeah, actually,
okay, is that better now?
Much better.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of cloud cover we got right now. I mean, is this global at the moment? The amount of cloud cover. Have you been looking into that at all, Craig?
Well, the global warming fraternity that's trying to push this fraud have been trying to tell us that the Earth's been warming up. But in fact, for the last 10 years, it's been, at best, static, if not on the cool side. And this correlates with what was being proposed in the 1970s, that we're moving into a period of global cooling, because we're moving out of the warm age that we've been in. Now, this correlates with the fact that we're moving into a different position within our galaxy with increasing cosmic radiation. But the interesting thing about this, Harold, this is a dynamic system that we're in. This is not one little tiny bit of information like the global warmists take. It's just man-made global warming. The Earth is in part of a huge dynamic system of which you can't. We know so little about this. And also, you've got to understand that the recent seismic activity that we've been having, the effect of cosmic radiation, the increasing radiation on the planet itself, leads to increased earthquake phenomenon, increased seismic activity, and so forth.
You're saying because it upsets the electromagnetic radiation. I mean, the solar radiation does contain electromagnetic particles and waves.
Not just solar radiation, but cosmic radiation. But again, we know so little about this that it's rather frightening, because look, the Earth has gone through many different extinction cycles where the changes in the Earth's environment have been such that the life that existed on the planet was wiped out because of the changes. Now, some people simply write that off as being some meteorite or something hitting the Earth's surface, or a comet or something hitting the Earth's surface. Well, in fact, you look at the potential for that to happen is very real. But what we see as we move into the different place in the galaxy is that we're going to become exposed to much more of these sorts of forces than we've ever experienced, as mankind has ever experienced. And look, if you look at the number of years that man's actually being on the planet, even if you extrapolate that to 2 or 3 million years, that's nothing when you compare this to the known 62 million year extinction cycle. So,
okay, Craig, we need to take a break for a song, but we're here joined today with Craig Isherwood from the Citizens Electoral Council of Australia, and here's a song. Hold on there.
Hey, how's it going? You listen to Workers Radio. We're talking to Craig Isherwood from the Citizens Electoral Council, or commonly called the LaRouches. He's going to be giving us a call back because he was using hands-free. Don't use hands-free when you're calling things like a radio station.
Yes.
Put the receiver to your ear and speak clearly into the microphone.
Well, you can use a hands-free, but Sharb will cut you off if it's
because not just because it's shoddy, and I just
sorry to the listeners out there.
I don't know what you're doing with your hands.
The level, exactly. Why your hands need to be free.
Craig, are you back
on?
On?
Visible at all times.
Hello,
Craigage.
They could take sesame seeds out the market and I wouldn't even care. I can't imagine 5 years from now saying, "Damn, remember sesame seeds? What happened? All the buns are blank." They're going to have to change that McDonald's song. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a bun. How does a sesame seed stick to a bun? That's fucking magical. There's got to be some sesame seed glue out there. Either that or they're adhesive on one side. Take the sesame seed out, remove the backing, and place it on the bun. Now your bun will look spectacular. What does sesame seed grow into? I don't know. We never gave him a chance. What the fuck is a sesame? It's a street. It's a way to open shit.
That's a bit of Mitch Hedberg, dearly departed Mitch Hedberg.